Hello viewers, this is Oliver here again with another episode of Search and Destroy 101. And in this episode, first off, let me turn this down. This is a little bit, there we go. 11, that's a good number. And in this episode, I am going to be talking about kill streaks. Which ones you should use, which ones you should avoid. So, let's get started. Oh, and by the way, the gameplay in the background is just a random Search and Destroy gameplay I had on Jungle. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying. I might go to it with the perks I'm using in this game, but I'm not going to be basing the commentary and stuff off this game. And Jake was playing in this one, what do you know? Okay. So, for starters, we're going to start with Tier 1. So that would be the blue perks, the ones in the, if you're on create a class, it would be the one that says perk 1. So, starting off with lightweight, and everything I'm going to be saying for the regular perk and then the perk pro. Hopefully, I mean, some of them don't change too much, don't vary too much, but I'm gonna, because I know a lot of people prestige often, and therefore they don't always have pro perks. So, starting with lightweight. Lightweight is one of those perks that you can put on, throw on, that really helps. First off, if you're using light machine guns, because that basically makes up and makes you run almost as fast. I'm not sure exactly what the, there I didn't even get a plant, what the exact measurements are of the speed, but it's best to use in place of like marathon. That way you can, if you have a third perk, a third tier perk that you like and that you think is better than marathon, that you'd rather use, and you still want to rush, lightweight is a good perk because you'll still be able to get there first unless somebody else happens to have marathon pro. So it's a kind of a replacement perk, not so much for marathon, because marathon you can just continually run. With pro, with regular you have to stop sometime. But yeah, so lightweight, I'm gonna say for suggestion I would put it at a, I'm gonna rate them at a 5. I'd put this one maybe a 2. Yeah, let's keep it at 2, that sounds good. And 5 would be the best. I'm gonna put it where 5's the best, 1 is the worst. 0 is absolutely don't use or you're a retard. Sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody, but that's okay. 0 would be don't use unless you were very stupid. There we go. Next perk would be Scavenger. Scavenger, right away I'm going to say is a 1, or maybe even a 0. I'm saying this because, I mean, what's the point? It's one round. If you run out of ammo in one round, you're shooting a little too much, or you just have horrible aim. Scavenger can easily be replaced by dual mags, which gives you more ammo to start with. So instead of using Scavenger, think of just putting dual mags on the weapon, and if you have an attachment you don't want to get rid of, throw on Warlord. It's pretty simple, so yeah, Scavenger I'd put as a 1. Then comes Ghost. Ghost is a perk that is, I'm gonna say a 4 because it's not necessary. 5 would be like a necessary one that you should definitely use. Ghost I would put as a 4. The spy planes get annoying, like I have said before in past videos. People will go into Search and Destroy and throw on a hardline and spam spy planes. So Ghost is nice for that, and if they get like any air support, like attack helicopter, chopper gunner, Ghost Pro, they won't be able to see you. Well, they won't be able to see the red like square around you, diamond around you. For the next perk, we have Flak Jacket. This I would also put at a 4. This is the one perk that I would quickly replace Ghost with if I was not using Ghost in Search and Destroy. Highly recommended. Flak Jacket Pro doesn't help that much unless you're in a lobby that everybody's using flamethrowers or napalm. So you don't have to worry about getting Flak Jacket Pro too much. I mean, not at all, really. The only thing that it helps for is napalm usually, and you don't see too much of that in Search and Destroy. You usually see more care packages. So Flak Jacket I would simply put at a 4 and leave it at that. Hardline, that is the final tier 1 perk. It is, I'm going to put it at a 3. The reason why is because if you want to run like a 7 kill streak or a 6 kill streak, it makes it a little more reasonable. So if you're running a 6 or 7 or even an 8 or higher, I definitely recommend it. But it's up to you if you'd rather have that kind of perk or if you'd rather have a Ghost or a Flak Jacket or even Lightweight or Scavenger if you really felt like it. So yeah, that finishes up tier 1. The best 2 perks I'd say in that tier are definitely Ghost and Flak Jacket. It's up to you. You can use any one you want. It's all up to you. I'm just giving you recommendations. Now for tier 2. We start off with Harden. Harden isn't so useful at first until you get Harden Pro. Hardened by itself, I would make maybe a 2. Maybe even a 1. Yeah, I'm going to say 1.5. But if you get Harden Pro, I'd put it at a 3.5, 4. Harden Pro is a very good perk. I would definitely consider using it if you have it. It reduces the recoil when, like, not really recoil, let's call it a flinch. When you get hit with a bullet or when you're getting injured, it reduces the flinch so you can have better aim when you're getting hit. Like if you're in a gunfight, if you're getting hit, it's better because that way you have a better chance of winning that gunfight.
Good job, team.
So yeah, Harden by itself, 1.5, 1-ish, yeah, 1.5. Harden Pro, 3.5, 4, 3.75. Let's go with that. 3 3/4. Next would be Scout. Scout, if you're sniping, Search and Destroy sniping, it's a toss-up between Scouts and Steady Aim. Ugh, so many S's. But it depends if you're more of the laid-back sniper or if you're a rushing sniper. If you're a rushing sniper, Steady Aim. But if you're a laid-back sniper, I'd go with Scout. So if you're a sniper, I'd say a 3. If you're a normal person playing with a normal non-sniper gun, even a G11 with a variable zoom, it can be helpful. It works the same way. And there's also Scout Pro. You can switch weapons faster. So Scout Pro, if you want to use a, I don't know, Python or something, a pistol or a RPG or a China Lake, something that takes a while to actually switch out. It's a good thought, but I don't know if you'd rather replace Sleight of Hand or a Warlord or Harden Pro with that. Next we're going to go to Steady Aim. Steady Aim, submachine gun, maybe a 2. Even a FAMAS or an AUG, maybe a 2. Not many things. I mean, if you're a rushing sniper, maybe a 3 or a 4. Probably a 4 if you're a rushing sniper. But if you're not, then it's probably a 2 at the highest. Sleight of Hand Pro, or not Sleight of Hand, Steady Aim Pro, that just reduces the amount of time that it takes to reset after you knife. I'm pretty sure that's all it does. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that's all it does. So Steady Aim, not so much the best perk to be using. I'm just going to be finishing off this Tier 2 because this game is in the last round. I will throw in the Tier 3 in another video. So we're on Sleight of Hand. Sleight of Hand is probably a 4. It's probably a 4. It's not quite as important as it is in other game modes. So I'm going to leave it at maybe a 3.5. Let's say 3.5. Sleight of Hand Pro is a 4, though. Because Sleight of Hand Pro, you aim down sights faster, which, again, can help you win gunfights, just like Harden Pro. So those two are kind of the same, but Sleight of Hand Pro also lets you reload faster. So now that we got Sleight of Hand done, which is 3.5 to 4, we are on the last one, Oh, excuse me, I had to burp there. On the last Tier 2 perk, which is Warlord, which is probably my favorite of the Tier 2 to use in Search and Destroy, because you can throw Silencer on, Suppressor, Silencer, whichever you want to call it, and you can use another attachment. So it's a very useful perk. Warlord Pro gives you an extra lethal and extra tactical grenade. So if you want to get cross-map tomahawks, it's a great perk. You get 2 tomahawks instead of just 1. So Warlord Pro is still the same as Warlord, basically, except the tomahawks. So if you're going for cross-maps, of course it's a 5. Absolutely necessary. But if you're just playing with a fully automatic gun or M14, or, you know, just not a... If you're not going for cross-maps, it is a 4, I'd say, right up there with Sleight of Hand Pro. At least for me it is. And I am going to add on to the end of this video another video with another gameplay in the background, finishing off with the Tier 3 perks. So I will see you guys in a minute. So, to continue on with the Tier 2 perks, I wanted to say my top 2 choices would definitely be Sleight of Hand Pro, or Warlord. The Warlord doesn't, the Pro doesn't really matter. So, continuing on now, we're on Tier 3. The first Tier 3 perk, we have Tactical Mask. Tactical Mask is the first perk you start out with when you prestige, or when you just get into the game. It's semi-useful. I mean, not that many people use Nova Gas, though, so it's not very super useful. But then when you get Tac Mask Pro, it becomes more useful, where it shows the little... I don't know what you'd call it. I'm going to call it an identifier. The little yellow like arrow that comes up when you flash, stun, or Nova Gas someone. It'll tell you which direction they are in, and you take less effect when you get flashed or stunned. So it's pretty useful when it becomes a pro perk. Otherwise, it's not super useful. So I'd say Tac Mask is a 1, and then Tac Mask Pro would be a 3. So now, moving on, we have Marathon. Now, Marathon is the rusher's favorite perk. Marathon allows you to run, or sprint, let me say it this way, sprint, because that's what it is, for a longer distance. A longer amount of time, actually. Not a longer distance. Well, it depends which way you look for it. It can be both, a longer distance and a longer amount of time, because it's the same thing. But, let me get back to what I was saying. Marathon is great for small maps. Marathon by itself, I would give a 3. If you're a rusher, you got to remember, if you're not a rusher, then it's pretty much useless. It's a 0. But Marathon, I would give 3. Marathon Pro, I'd give a 4. Because Marathon Pro, you can sprint an unlimited amount of time. So the next perk would be Ninja, which gives you Silent Footsteps. Ninja is a great perk to use because you can sneak up behind people. If somebody's planting, you can ninja defuse them, lay down right behind them after they planted. Ninja Pro, though, you can hear ninja people unless they have Ninja Pro. So it's semi-useful. Ninja Pro, you can actually hear people better. You can hear them louder, especially if you have a headset. So Ninja, I would give a 3. Ninja Pro, I'd give a 4. I'm gonna have at least, yeah, whatever. Let me continue on. I'm talking to myself here. Next perk, Second Chance. It's a 0. End of story. Next perk would be Hacker. Hacker alone is a 3. Hacker Pro, a 4, 4.5. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. Best Tier 3 perk to me. I almost always use it in Search and Destroy unless I've got a rushing class on. There's so many claymores, and the Hacker Pro, you can hack other people's equipments on the other team, not your own. And, excuse me, oh, I just had ice cream not that long ago. Mint ice cream, actually. And then, what was I saying? Hacker Pro, you can also not be seen by motion sensors, which is very useful in Search and Destroy. So, best perks to use in Tier 3? I'm going to have to go with Hacker and Ninja. Now, I know I said Marathon was a 4 and also Ninja was a 4. Well, Marathon Pro and Ninja Pro were both 4s. But, because not everybody rushes, I'm going to have to go with Ninja instead because it can be used with rushers and without rushers. So, that is all the perks wrapped up. I guess now I will just end the video. Not really. So, I'm going to give you my favorite 3 classes to run, perk-wise, would be number 1, Ghost, Warlord, with a suppressor and another attachment, and then Hacker Pro. Hacker Pro, like I said, is probably my favorite perk to use in Search and Destroy. I'm not going to really go in depth with why I chose these. I'm just going to kind of explain which ones I'd use. Definitely use the suppressor if you use that class. And that's all I have to say about that one. Next one, we have Flak Jacket. Then we have Sleight of Hand Pro. Then we have Marathon Pro. This would be the rushing class. Flak Jacket Pro is not very important. Sleight of Hand Pro, important. You can also switch out Sleight of Hand Pro with Steady Aim. That one I like too. And then Marathon Pro is a must for a rush class. So, our final class. This one is the sneaky, I'm going to come in, plant, and run away and wait for you. This would be Ghost. Ghost Pro, yeah, if you have Ghost Pro, use it. Definitely Warlord Pro, or you don't even need Warlord Pro. You just need Warlord or Sleight of Hand. You definitely want a suppressor, silencer, either or, same thing. And then definitely Ninja Pro. That Pro does matter. That would be the sneaky one. That's all I got for you for classes, and I will see you guys next time with another Search and Destroy 101. Oh, and P.S. If you cared at all about the background, the gameplay, I would be using, or I would not be using, I would be going 9-1, it just ended. Me and Jake joined the match late. Good gameplay, on one of my favorite Search and Destroy maps with one of my favorite classes, is the AUG class again that you saw before. And see you guys next time in another S&D 101.